block deals with facilitation skills. For example, in a project coaching scenario or discussion to find solutions to critical problems, especially if you have to define a problem and people will have different point of view. There is a problem, there's no problem, and so on. So you'll find different set of peoples. I'll be sharing my experience in the field of coaching and facilitation skills and what I have learned over a period as well, what I have read and so on and so forth. So why this is required? Because you'll be dealing with people. So more than the problem or the business context, dealing with people is the challenging, isn't it? But it's not challenging if you know how to deal with. So especially people who are from different various backgrounds, experience and personality traits. And if they pose a difficult question or if they differ from your viewpoint or the perspective, so how to deal with a simple step-by-step approach to deal with people, how to arrive at a common conclusion. Let's look at the facilitation skills. So in team dynamics, the step one is listen. Listen completely. There are multiple advantages because when you listen, obviously the other person will first understand that you are genuine. And also sometimes, before you answer, if you listen completely, then you know whether the point what he is raising is related to the topic, and if yes, what aspect he is talking about and where is he coming from. You will get n number of you know understanding and perspective just by listening alone. First of all, listening is very important for you to articulate your response. If you formulate your answer already or you come from your own preconceived notions, I don't think so you'll be able to satisfy either the topic nor the other person who is asking the question. So step one is simple. Step two is reconstruct the question. Completely listen. After completely listening the question, now you re-articulate the same question. There are again here there are multiple advantages because sometimes you would have posed a question in a very negative way. That may be the case, or he has just the way he has explained it. So when you re-articulate, definitely it will be in your favor because that's how you are going to answer. And third, the person will see, the questioner will see the genuinity of the facilitator, that he has tried his level best to understand the question. So re-articulate the question is always in your favor only. This will remove the misunderstanding, especially between the questioner and the coach. Example I have given: if somebody says what you are saying is hypothetical, because you may say a scenario or a solution, especially in a project scenario, they may say it's an hypothetical, or you wanted to pose a question or define a problem, he may say no, this is hypothetical. Well, hypothetical means there is no data, there is no real reference, but it's just an assumption, isn't it? So when somebody says it, don't argue with him. No, 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 this is not hypothetical, I know better. Don't do that. Instead, you answer this way: if I understand well, you are asking for a specific anecdotal references. Is that what you are saying? Definitely you are channelizing it in a very positive way. This way now, only the third step you will answer, because by now you would have understood the question, you would have understood the scenario or the essence of the question, and you have re-articulated it and then made sure that you and the questioner are on the same page. Now you can formulate your answer. So the note what I have given here is this step is to ensure that you respond with your best effort and fully. So for example, my experience is even sometimes you couldn't answer as much as the expectation of the questioner, but the attempt what you made, you made an attempt to fully understand the other person, that itself build a relationship between you and the questioner. And definitely there's an opportunity to answer later as well. Doesn't mean that you need to answer then and there, you may not know at that point, but you build a relationship. That's most important in a facilitation skill. And the fourth one is the expand the conversation, because in not only a particular question, because a question cannot be in isolation of the whole discussion point or the outcome or the objective of the discussion, isn't it? So you have to expand it to the rest of the team, to the rest of the whole objective. The point here is you are completing it, listening it, re-articulating it, and then you have answered it. Now channelize the whole thing in the positive direction, so that that won't be between you and the questioner, because it has to be you and the common objective involving the people. So ensure you enroll everyone in the debate so that everyone can participate and they can also sometimes support your answer or bring in clarity, isn't it? That's why never ever in a team, when you have a conversation, it's not between you and the questioner. You have to re-articulate and then say, hey, this is what he said, it's a valid point, let's discuss, so that you channelize in a more involved way also in a very positive direction. Suppose if that's a confrontation kind of a question also, you can involve everyone so that it's not between you and the questioner alone. So by bringing everybody, definitely there will be clarity, and also it will engage, it will direct in a very positive direction. Finally, the takeaway for the facilitation skills. Facilitation coaching is both skill and art. So can be mastered if focused and mentored, isn't it? Because as you do more project coaching, you will find your own skill level is getting updated, and you can better coach. And it can be properly nurtured and trained. I don't think so. It comes very naturally for everybody. The good news is it can be nurtured. Need to focus on the fundamental human traits and the mind patterns, because you need to know the psychology of different team members. You need to understand the human traits and so on and so forth. It's not only the technical skills, it's also the human skills. Needs tremendous maturity and perspective to handle coaching session, and especially when you deal with different types of audience. Intention of the coach need to ask right question. I always find this very interesting, because you may or may not know all the answers, isn't it? That doesn't matter, because you need to ask the right question, and the right question triggers the person, kindles the person, nudges the person to answer, think in a particular direction. So that's exactly what the coach means, because you need to know how to ask question, how to ask interesting, thought-provoking question from an outsider perspective. That brings a lot of clarity and quality in the discussion point. Thank you for your time. Until we meet with another interesting blog, keep exploring, leaning towards Six Sigma.